Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fredunified, the biggest Manchester United page in the world. This welcomes another episode of
The
Fred Unified
blueprint.
Blueprints. And this episode is very shameful and disappointing to do, but we'll still have to do it because we want the best for our club, we want the best for these players, we want the best for Amorim, and we want them to actually improve. And today I think we have four talking points to hammer on because we feel these are the more important things that need to be sorted out outrightly before moving on to greater things. Now, the first one will be the lack of leadership in the team. And
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on this topic?
I think we've always been hammering on the lack of leadership in the Manchester United team. How we've gone past having leaders in the team to having individual players. This team no longer have that cohesion. We saw it in the last game.
Been seeing it
After
all through the season,
Yeah, but
actually.
that last game was an eyesore. I mean, I watched the game and I I almost cried because I knew immediately we missed that penalty. The captain we had, Bruno Fernandes, was downcasted. I mean, right from the first half, he wasn't in the game,
At
and then
all,
he missed the penalty, and then he
everything just
still
went
couldn't
bad.
encourage his teammates, to keep playing, how they've been playing. They were
But
no
they even
longer,
playing in the
and
first
at least they
place.
were, making, opportunities, creating opportunities to score a goal. But after he missed that penalty, that was game over, and I
That's the
was
second time
disappointed
we're
at the
having
fact
that
that
in 3 games.
Ruben Amorim didn't take him off or bring in someone else that could actually affect the game. Fernandez wasn't pressing. Fernandez wasn't retaining the ball. Fernandez wasn't creating any chance in that match. And then the icing on the cake, he missed that penalty, and that was the end of the match for Manchester United. So we
So
don't even have leaders. Maguire at the back was making mistakes. He was porous against Brentford. Luke Shaw was porous against Brentford. These are old players who should be leading.
exactly, and these are players that have
Yeah,
been
yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
club for a while.
Exactly. So they should take up that mantle of being the leaders in Manchester United team. But they're not doing it. I mean, they're the ones even creating problems in the Manchester United team. So there are no leaders in the team.
Now that you say it, is it's very evident that obviously the older players who have been in this team,
Yeah,
they lack the leadership quality, they lack
they
everything.
lack it. Yeah,
Because if you look at even the last game against Chelsea, Casemiro, who is an all-time best midfielder in that year, he was the one that went ahead to get a
a
red
red
card,
card.
a very stupid red
Very
card that
reckless, very reckless
everybody
challenge.
is like, how? You've played for how long? You should
You
know
should
these
have that
things.
experience. You should
But
know. Okay, if I get this card, I'm going to cost my
do
team.
you get?
And he went on to
And he went ahead to still go and get the card.
no
And
man.
it's
We,
not
we
as if it
we
was
do
a
not
goal
have
scoring
leaders.
opportunity.
It wasn't.
It's
It wasn't.
so
Andres Santos was not heading
it's
anywhere.
just crazy that the leaders in the team, supposed leaders in the team, are not leaders actually.
Yeah,
In the real test of time, they are not leaders. Roy Keane has hammered on Bruno for as long as we can talk about it. He's tired of Bruno, the antics and
yeah.
everything. Those are not leadership qualities. Now we have Casemiro. Who is Casemiro? I don't even want to even talk about him too much. Maguire, who I don't feel is enough to be a leader. Luke
He's not
Shaw,
even good enough to be
who has been
Manchester
in the club
United. But
for a
okay,
very
that's
long
it.
while.
Yeah,
Luke Shaw is just Luke Shaw. And these leaders, even as they are not being leaders, they are still putting up stinky performances. Their performance is left and right. You
no
call them on
consistency.
today, and
No
then the next day,
consistency.
as in
Luke
so,
Shaw puts in a brilliant shift against Chelsea,
and then the
and look
next
at
match
Brentford.
is poor.
There
So
is no consistency in
it's
this year.
something that needs to be addressed. We can hammer on the manager for the lack of leadership. Like he's not taking these players very
Yeah,
serious. But I believe that on the field of play, when it is now 11 against 11, you need an anchor man in the pitch
yeah.
to lead these players along and say, okay, come, let us go and fight.
Yes,
After he has done
exactly.
his own in the dressing room and giving them all the tactics and the system, you need your leader
I think it was in
himself
our last
to
blueprints
do
where
it.
we shared that, when the old Manchester United team lost a game and Ferguson didn't even talk to the players. But the players still knew their job. We
Exactly.
had Manchester United. We ought to put in the shift.
And Rooney
No,
even
no
said it.
excuses.
Rooney even said that he does not recognize this team, that the soul of the club is gone.
It's gone
And you
actually. Yeah,
can see it because no matter how much, yeah, the manager tries to bring a soul for the club. It's like they're already sapping the soul out of
Out.
him
Yeah.
because there is no leader in that team, and that is one thing that needs to be addressed.
Address.
Even
Yeah.
if we have to give the leadership to a younger player,
Yeah.
it will make
Look at
sense.
Arsenal for example.
Ateta did it and gave
With
it to
Odegaard.
Odegaard. So
Odegaard was like I think one of the youngest players.
yeah, and he
Because
gave
then
it
they
to
had
him.
Aubameyang and they had the likes of
He gave it to
Lacazette.
him. He
Old
removed it from
players.
Shaka and gave it to him. And everybody was a bit this thing, but Odegaard has honed up that thing
Yeah.
and he has done it. So if Bruno not being the captain or the leader of this team would help, I believe it should be done immediately.
You should
Because
anything to move the team forward.
Bruno
I
has been
mean,
captain for as long as I can remember, and there's been no change. So I feel that should be the way. And obviously, there is no leader in that team.
yeah.
But who do you think can lead this team that has character, that has this poise, that has this I don't know about them that can lead this team? If
My
you really think
mind,
about it,
like my mind, it's actually going to be. But if I'm to pick a leader in this team, I'll give it to Lenny Euro.
it's still too young, honestly.
It doesn't mean
But yeah, you can see
it.
it.
Actually doesn't mean. I need someone that can drive the team. Like when they are making mistakes, shout at these players. Not when the team that not when the team is not playing. Where you are part of the problem. You are murmuring. You are mumbling. You are everywhere. I need someone that can, stand his ground, speak to his teammates. You are not doing this right. You should take correction. If you are not
And
going to take correction, you are getting out of the pitch. Like I remember Cristiano Ronaldo was like the time he will make mistake in on the pitch, yeah.
yeah,
And Postcodes will call him and give him warning, like
definitely. If
stop this thing you are
Pogba
doing.
even
Pass
experienced it in
pass
Juve,
the ball to me. Pass the ball to your teammates.
so it's normal. Anyways, I agree with you. Euro. I'm also looking at Minu, and I'm looking at Minu because I want Bruno to be removed from the team for now
Yeah,
because he's not adding any value to that team. And if you're not adding any value, you shouldn't be in the team. Just go off
yeah,
and come in from the bench for a test. Let's just see how
yeah.
it works. So give it the captainship to Mainu and tell him, dude, go and play your life out for this club. Let me see you play. I believe that will also stimulate him to do
the
better.
coach the coach actually needs to make a statement, and in making a statement he needs to start with the captain.
Yeah.
He needs to
Okay.
start with the captain.
So that's it for our first point. So now to the second point, which will term lack of intensity. I don't know how we can hammer on this. I'm honestly tired of hammering on it because this thing has been there since I think since after Ole left Manchester United.
After Ole,
Yes, we've lacked that
we've
intensity.
lacked intensity since Ferguson left this club.
No, 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 no. What I mean by intensity, like the constant pressure. Ole brought that back. You can see the
Yes,
boys
but
defending, and then when they counter you, it's like
we
they are the speed of light. But as soon as Ole left, it's like even the attackers are not ready to
and
run.
if we are to go into that Ole bringing back that intensity, we are looking at the fact that Ole, brought back the Manchester United way. Think about
He
it. He
understood
understood what.
what it was.
Yes,
So
exactly.
he
And
balanced everything
it was
across the
very
club.
easy for the academy players now to
Yeah,
come
yeah,
up
yeah, yeah,
because that
yeah.
was what they've been taught. That was what they've been training with.
Yeah.
Counter attack, fast transition, hit your opponents unawares and get a goal. So it was very easy. So these players were okay. We can
Our
sit,
man,
yeah, we
let's do
can
it.
sit back, reserve our energy,
Let's do it for
and
him.
then we can get a counter attack where we have like that full speed. Now you're looking at a manager that comes in and he wants us to press for 90 minutes.
And these boys don't want to do it.
Not that they don't want to do it, they don't have the stamina to do it. Now let's look at Rashford for example.
Yeah.
Rashford could not thrive when a manager came in with that fast pressing. He
But
could
he's
not.
doing it at Barcelona.
Is he doing? Are you watch?
Yes, he
Have you watched
is.
Barcelona?
He
He
is.
is not. I don't think he is. And like you said,
He is.
in our last blueprint, you made mention of pressure being at Manchester United.
Yeah, well,
At
that one
Man
is.
at Barcelona, nobody gives two shit
Yeah,
about
if
you.
you fuck up,
Yeah,
you go chop bench.
exactly.
So he has
And
to actually
the
try.
fans won't even come for you like or
Exactly.
come for the coach. But in Manchester United, it's a very different thing.
If you fuck up, everybody's in your.
Everybody is coming for you. Everybody is coming for the coach. Everybody is even coming for the club itself.
Oh my.
So there are a lot of things, and when you look at the players that has come through the ranks for Manchester United,
They have
you
not
will
been
see
up
that they
there.
don't have that stamina
to
to,
do.
press for 90 minutes. Look at Luke Shaw, for example.
No,
Luke,
Luke Shaw cannot press
he
at all.
can't.
Don't
Look
worry.
at Harry Maguire, for example. He cannot. At some point, it starts fading off in the game. Mine is a big example. He can play for 20, 30 minutes, but after that, it's over. It is over.
That's it. Though.
So I think Manchester United, we shot ourselves in the foot because we brought in a manager that had a style that requires a lot of discipline, a lot
Yeah.
of focus, a lot of
Yeah,
work.
a lot of discipline,
Yeah, a lot
especially
of work.
intensity.
And we're expecting instant results. It's going to take, if Amorim should succeed,
It's going to take a while.
bad results,
It's going to take a while.
and it's going to take a whole lot of time
And,
for him to get these
and
boys.
constant support.
Yeah, constant support, of which I don't think he's actually going to get.
He's not.
To
He's
be,
not getting
to
it
be
right
honest,
now.
I don't think he's going
He's
to
not
get
getting
it.
it.
And I'm not. This is not me making excuses for Amorim. I also want Amorim to go. I don't.
No,
I don't like him for any reason, but not for any reason, but for the fact that his style of play cannot be implemented. We should not expect like an instant result from Amorim, and that's the problem.
Definitely.
So that lack of intensity, I would term it as something that has been going on since Ferguson left.
For me, I feel like even after Ferguson, yeah, we still had a bit of hope
Was there
with
Moyes?
Moyes and
Moyes finished seventh.
Moyes, and he finished seventh, but you could see the players. The way I'm looking at the intensity is like the players actually playing
Now
their
think of
hearts out. Even Van
still
Gaal
speaking of
tried,
intensity, we had older players that
but they
they
were
were.
playing.
I know Rooney was there, like Van Persie was there. Like I'm talking about post Ferguson era now.
Yeah,
Like, but now look at this current Manchester United team.
there's nobody. We have
That is the
rubbish.
thing. We don't. We don't
So
have. We spoke the last episode. We spoke about lack of intensity. Now
yeah,
look at it, lack of leadership. Now this is intensity. We don't have that intensity. The Manchester United players don't have that drive. They don't have that fire in them
yeah.
to get us. That level we expect them to get us to.
So, anyways, I feel like well, like I was saying, I feel like um we don't have the drive, we don't have the intensity. But can't these players just try? Because okay, you see them play with full intensity
Yeah.
in one game, and the next game is as if that intensity they used to play, you have finished every energy in them.
Yeah.
They cannot implement it in the second match. If they try it, they will die. And this is not just about Amorim. Even during Ten Hag, when Ten Hag came, his style it demands intensity as
Yeah.
well because you need to do that fast transition.
Exactly.
But he didn't have that, so he had to resort to locking up his midfield in the center with Casemiro
Casemiro
and
and
Eriksen. But
Eriksen
that
and
only
Fred. Yeah.
worked for a while
Wow. Yeah.
till he was found out. So, man, I'm tired. I'm just tired. I just hope he gets the players. If we decide to keep him,
Keep him. Yeah.
he has to be supported
The board
fully
has to support
and
him
give him
fully. Like
the
give him
players
players.
that he would use to implement what he's doing.
Yeah. His
If
ideas.
not, they should let him go now and bring him out of his misery because he cannot use what we have. What we have are dead goods and they are not
Yeah.
just good enough.